Alright everyone, and so it is time to talk about Scream 7 because it's been a while since we've heard anything from this movie because ever since this movie has been through a lot, of course, and even with the movie that is filming, and it does have a release date for February 27th, 2026. Neve Campbell is coming back as Sidney Prescott, and Kevin Williamson is back and he's directing this movie, especially with everything that we know of right now, and especially if they're here to please the fans. This movie's been through a lot of controversy, and whether this movie will end up being good or not. But today, we have some news to go over, and that is, this movie is going to reset everything, to go back to the early roots of the first movie, and tons of more stuff to explore right here, and I have thoughts. And so, if you're new there, be sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell so much on any future vids. But now, let's hop right into it. And now, start off with the fact that this movie has been through a lot in terms of controversy and behind the scenes, because it's especially as we have Neve Campbell returning as Sidney Prescott. I mean, this all started as a reboot with Scream 5 and 6 introducing the Carpenter sisters, Sam and Tara, played by Jenna Ortega and Melissa Barrera. This was all going to start fresh by bringing new characters, but also the legacy characters as well. But it's especially with the seventh installment, at which Melissa Barrera was fired from the movie, and so was Jenna Ortega also left, especially because of paid disputes, as this changed everything. And now with Scream 7, that they are bringing Sidney Prescott back into the picture, and with the Kevin Williamson, who is back, who especially this is the man who launched the horror franchise back in 1996, and now that he's putting his creative vision right here, it's especially as he's going to be directing it. But now that I think we have like a news to go over as to which with Scream 7, that it's going to reset everything, and it's going back to Wes Craven's suspense, all the way back to the first movie. And now, especially with many people that are thinking out there for what are they thinking, like they should continue with the new characters and move on, but no. I mean, especially if you think about it, I mean, Sidney Prescott was not a part of Scream 6, the last movie, but now that we have Sidney returning for the 7th installment, and they're basically bringing in the old characters back, especially with Matthew Lillard's Stu Monker, and with or whoever else that it is happening. But I think I can tell that this movie has to be good, or else it's going to spread controversy. Now, this is like the latest quote that Kevin Williamson gave as to what we can expect, especially with this next movie that's going to, and to give it a reset. And here's what he said. Neve wants to go back to the first one and find the suspense and really concentrate on scary and not bloody. She was smart, she goes. This is the time to do it because we're moving away from New York. We're going back to Sydney's life. This is the time to reset a little bit. And I'm like, yep, let's do it. And then he continued on by saying, I have made it very clear, I think publicly too, that Sidney has been through so much torment and she has been through so much trauma, and that give her anything less than a happy ending is mean, is just sacrilegious. And from what we can tell right here, is for what he is saying is that Sidney wants to be given a happy ending. I mean, it is basically true. I don't know if that's giving away anything, but she definitely deserves it because especially throughout Scream 1 through 3, like, she's been through so much trauma, especially after being chased by Ghostface, and I mean, he's like the real horror icon, going after Sidney. Sidney's been through like so much emotions and so much trauma throughout all her life. And yeah, she's basically like a lost people. And now, especially for what's going to be happening, is that Sidney is going to be living for a normal life, and that they're going to be moving away from New York. We're no longer seeing the Carpenter sisters, but we are going back to Woodsboro, where Sidney and her family lives, especially with her husband, and she has kids, and I'm pretty sure they're going to be grown now, and I'm pretty sure like Ghostface is definitely going to be targeting them. And while I am also happy with this, but I just do think that after they rebooted the franchise, especially with the Scream 5 of introducing new characters, but especially with this is the seventh installment in the franchise. I think it's gonna make people more confused as to like why this is happening. I think this is mostly on the studio, but plus I'm happy that Sidney Prescott is making her return. I think Neve Campbell is going to do her character great, and especially with Kevin Williamson, that he's going to be attached to direct his own movie, because I think he was the writer for the earlier entries, but I just do think that yes, they are going back to the first movie, especially, I mean, that's what Wes Craven wants, because it's especially like, oh man, like, I mean, Wes Craven is the reason why this horror genre exists, and especially as we look ahead, and I think Scream 7 is gonna go for a much more different story for what Sidney's going to be involved with, especially I think her family is in danger because of Ghostface, and especially for who the opening kill is going to be. I mean, there's so much stuff that we could speculate all day, and even though like I'm kind of a little nervous about this movie, and I hope that they don't do much lazy writing, because hey, I mean, Sidney's character is back, and give her proper development, and especially as she was absent from the last movie, and give her a proper character meaning. And I think it is really cool that they are giving her that type of story, especially with her own family. And I mean, even though I'll believe it when I see it, I mean, and it's also hard to believe that another Scream movie is happening with Sidney Prescott, but especially when they rebooted the franchise, but now they're willing to undo it for some reason, and now they're going back way back to the first movie, and that's what somehow is causing all this controversy. But I think Scream 7 will end up turning out to be good. And on top of that, I want to go over the next piece of information that's sort of a rumor for now. And now this is coming from Twitter X user Critical Overlord that has gotten some things right, that has given out some details from what we expect from Scream 7. And this is sort of interesting. Now it says here, Scream 7 has an opening that could come the third best if executed correctly, a big payoff moment between Gail and Sidney, it's Neve's best work since Scream 3, a reveal that never happened like this before, there is a secret cameo from someone that was in the first trilogy. Okay, I have thoughts on this. Now, especially to start off with, the first point is that it has the best opening that comes in the third best if executed correctly, because especially, I mean, with this movie, that is going to be filled with a bunch of controversy, especially what happened behind the scenes even before the seventh installment went into production. And I'm expecting the opening kill to be big, and especially with bringing back characters like Sidney Prescott and Gail Weathers and Dewey Riley. And it says here that there's going to be a big payoff moment between these two characters, Sidney and Gail, because it's especially with bringing back Gail and Dewey back from the dead, and now especially like for what they did with their characters, and now and specifically with a payoff that's going to happen between Gail and Sidney, and I'm pretty sure that it's gonna be somewhat big, and it says here like a cozy moment, and I'm guessing that they're gonna have a reunion. I wonder how that's going to happen, but I'm pretty sure with Sidney's absence, I'm pretty sure it's going to pay off in the next movie. And it says here there's gonna be a big reveal that we haven't seen before in the franchise, because, and also if you look throughout the franchise, we've had so many killer reveals of who was Ghostface, especially with those reveals that happened, and I'm expecting it to be somewhat big. It's just something that we haven't seen like this. And the next point that it says that it's Neve's best work since Scream 3, because especially if you know the third movie that everyone is mixed on, and especially myself, I mean, the third movie did not make sense because of its many plot threads, and there's so many flaws. There are a bit of issues there, especially for who the killer was in that movie, and they said it's Neve Campbell's best work as Sidney Prescott. So I'm guessing that whatever that they're gonna do with the next installment, it better be good, because especially for what I want from this movie is, of course, great script writing, great characters, and most importantly, I just want a good movie out of this, especially if Sidney's character is done well, especially for what she's going through with her and her family, and for what Ghostface is going to be written upon. I'm pretty sure this is going to be a good movie no matter what, and we're going to see a cameo from someone that was in the first trilogy, and it's been kept with so much secrecy. And now, especially, wow, a big cameo, and if you guys know what that means, especially as we could speculate all day for who could be showing up for like a few seconds or like a few minutes, like in the seventh installment, is someone from the first trilogy, because as I mentioned earlier in this video, that this is going to reset everything and go back way into the first movie. And yeah, so I think with that secret cameo, it better be good. And especially if it's going to make people jump out of their chair and to post spoilers about it online the day after. But if this movie is not good, then people are going to riot about it. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm pretty sure like this movie is going to be good no matter what. And I think Neve Campbell is going to do Sidney Prescott very, very good, and especially with Gail Weathers and the rest of the cast. And I'm pretty sure like everyone's going to bring their A game, and with Kevin Williamson's vision that's going to come to life for this next movie. But I think if it turns out to be good from the trailer or the marketing, I'm pretty sure it can be a good movie no matter what. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all I got. And yeah, in 2026, we're going to have a new Scream movie. So yeah, that's all I got. But that's going to do it for this video. Just let me know in the comments down below and what your thoughts on all this with the Scream 7. That's going to reset everything, and especially with these rumored details about everything, opening kill, secret cameo, and much more. Just let me know all in the comments down below. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe and turn on notifications for future videos. Also follow all my social media, it's all linked down below. And with that, I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.